Yeah, well, I mean, it's fascinating because Google came public, like I said, a few years after the first big market crash, right? The kind of 2000 to 2001, at least the big market crash in recent memory. And then just a few years later, of course, in 2008, we have a massive financial dislocation. And this is a question for both of you, but how do you feel that affects the advice that you give people, or how they receive it now that they've been through not one but two of these big events?
It gathers the attention. It depends on your own perspective. We're both of us at an age cohort where been around long enough so you can't help but think about times way back and stuff like that. Markets go up and down. And Mr. Morgan was once asked, what do you think of the stock market? He said, it will fluctuate. Sure enough, still does. Sometimes it fluctuates like a punch in the face. And sometimes it's like a beautiful woman's soft touch. It just, everything is working out perfectly. But most of the time it's just sort of wobbling around out there. And I think it's dreadfully dangerous because it attracts your attention. And candidly, the best line ever given about the market was, frankly, madam, I do not give a damn. None of us should be paying attention to the stock market nearly as much as we pay attention to ourselves. If you know who you are, where you want to go, you will do more good for yourself than if you know all about the stock market. Partly because it'll disappear, because markets are very temporary and gone. But you really are important, and the rest of it is details, and the specificity and the intensity and the excitement of the details can attract attention. But if you didn't know a thing about what was going on, you could still find your pathway through what's going to be going on in the long run. I assume you've read Nate Silver's wonderful book about the signal and the noise. It's a terrific book, and a terrifically smart guy who's put together an awful lot of insight and understanding. But he's right. The signal and the noise, pay attention to the signal. Don't worry about the noise. And if the signal tunes in for you in a particular way, or you can tune in with it, you can do some important value-adding decision-making. All the other things are best ignored.
And in fact, they ought to be ignored because to the extent that they affect you, they make you do the wrong thing. One of the things...
If you're a human being.
And that's where this new field of behavioral finance comes in. One of the things we know, we have very good data on the flow of money into equity mutual funds. And what we know is that money flows in when everyone's optimistic. More money flowed into equity mutual funds in the first quarter of 2000 that happened to be the top of the internet bubble than ever before. And then at the market bottom in about the third quarter of 2002, the money went out. Then the money came back in, and more money came out than ever before in the third quarter of 2008 at the height or the depth, if you wish, of the financial crisis when everyone thought the world was going to end. So the problem with looking at the noise is it makes you do the wrong thing. You're selling when, if anything, you should be buying. And you're buying when everyone is very optimistic. And if anything, you should be careful. And that's the real problem of letting the noise affect you rather than simply if you're saving for trying to build up a big retirement nest egg, of just doing it evenly over time and take advantage of the opportunities when the market's down. Not sell, but keep a steady course.